Hey everybody, Congresswoman Kat Cammack here, and this week we are taking a look back at the previous week as well as a look ahead. So each week I'm going to try to share a couple of updates from Capitol Hill as well as Florida's 3rd Congressional District to give you a sneak peek into what we are working on as well as some of the highlights from the week prior. So let's get started. Looking back on Capitol Hill last week, it was pretty hectic. It was a lot of voting, committee work, and a continuation of the radical liberal left agenda that is being pushed by the Democrats. For example, H.R. 51, the admission to Washington, D.C. as the 51st state, was brought to the House floor. Now, while Democrats have been pushing for this issue for decades, they finally found an opportunity for it this Congress. Now, for those fans of the U.S. Constitution and U.S. history out there, granting D.C. statehood is the exact opposite of what our founding fathers intended as outlined in Federalist 43. Furthermore, the admission of D.C. as a state requires a constitutional amendment, and every Justice Department since 1963 has determined that Congress cannot admit a state legislatively. Now, that clearly didn't stop Democrats this Congress, but I will continue to stand in opposition to this and this power grab by the ultra-liberal left attempting to sneak in 2 more Democratic senators to their side of the roster. Also last week, I had the chance to speak on the House floor to recognize a number of my constituents, including 2 Gilchrist County Sheriff's deputies who were senselessly murdered in the line of duty 3 years ago. Their deaths are a continual reminder to me of the important work that we need to do in supporting and advocating on behalf of all of our LEOs in not just the region, but across the country. I was also pretty humbled to honor Captain Mark Elam from the Putnam County Sheriff's Office, who lost his life earlier this month. To watch these floor speeches, you can visit our social media channels or check us out on YouTube. In between last week's committee hearings and our very busy vote schedule, I had the opportunity to sit down with a number of groups representing our district and constituents in our district, including the National Rural Electric Co-op Association, where we discussed energy production and rural broadband throughout Florida. And I also sat down with Father Frank Pavlone from Priests for Life to discuss my discharge petition and other pro-life issues. I also had a monthly check-in with SpaceX, one of the broadband service providers working to increase access to reliable high-speed internet here at home in Florida's 3rd. Now, as you know, rural broadband is my highest priority in Congress right now, and we're making real strides to improve broadband service in North Central Florida. So stay tuned. Every month we are making new announcements on this front. And finally, I was proud to stand with my friend, Congressman Jim Banks, and other members of the Republican Study Committee, along with former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, in support of the Maximum Pressure Act. This bill would reassert Congress's role in the sanctions process and hold the Biden administration accountable when it comes to the United States' relationship with Iran. Now, as we look forward to this week ahead, I am so happy that I am here at home in Florida's 3rd Congressional District, meeting with constituents and working with my team. I am attending this year's GOP retreat with my Republican colleagues, and we're going to talk about our legislative agenda for the rest of the year and how we're going to not just expose the liberal left's hypocritical policies, but also what we are doing to advance the conservative alternatives, as well as taking back the House in 2022. I'm so excited to be back home in the Sunshine State, and I look forward to seeing so many of you this upcoming week. And while we're at it, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this year's 2021 High School Art Competition Fan Favorite Award vote is live right now on our Facebook page. So please go cast your ballot for this year's fan favorite artist. You can head over to our Facebook page at Rep. Kat Cammack to let us know which piece is your favorite. Formal judging will take place next weekend, with the winner earning their art displayed in the U.S. Capitol with 2 round-trip tickets to our nation's capital to meet the other winners from around the country and to celebrate with members of Congress. I hope everyone has had a great week. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and I look forward to keeping you updated with all of our activities on social media, our website, and our weekly e-newsletter. Be sure to sign up in case you haven't already. Y'all take care, and thank you so much.